Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Math is Fun channel. Again, this channel is an educational channel to help you understand your lesson in mathematics. This is also intended to those who are doing the online classes out there. Hello, so that you will be able to build your concept in mathematics. And of course, this is also for those who are answering their modules out there. So I hope this will be a great help for you to understand your lessons in mathematics. Please do not forget to subscribe my channel and share this one to your friends out there so that you can help them also understand and develop and improve their performance in mathematics. So are you ready in our next video discussions? So I guess you're all ready for our discussion for today. So our discussion will be about we are going to talk about statistics. Okay, so I know some of you have already experienced rather about statistics in your day-to-day living, because statistics is what we are doing or can be applied in our day-to-day living. So now, so please be reminded that sorry, please be reminded that when we talk about statistics, that means we are talking about the branch of mathematics that deals with organizing, collecting, and synthesizing, or even making conclusions about the data that we have. There are two types of statistics. We have descriptive and inferential. When we say descriptive statistics, we don't make any conclusion there. We just describe the data. And of course, while in inferential statistics, this is a type of statistics where we draw an inference or we make conclusion after we analyze the data. Okay, so that's the difference between inferential and descriptive statistics. So in descriptive statistics, we have these measurements. We have statistical tools in descriptive statistics. We have the measures of central tendency, and also we have the measures of variabilities. So when we talk about measures of central tendency, we talk about the mean, median, and mode. But when we talk about measures of variability or variation, it refers to standard deviation, range, and variance, so on and so forth. So as our focus in this video discussion, we will talk about measures of central tendency for ungrouped data. So I hope you'll be able to follow about our lesson for today. Okay, so now let's start. The measures of central tendency for ungrouped data. Things that we need to remember in here is, of course, this will answer the questions or the following questions. We have it there, posted on the screen. How well did my students do on the last test? Then you can use the measures of central tendency to describe the data or to answer the question. Another question related to um, measures of central tendency. What is the average price of gasoline in the Phoenix metropolitan area? So this is something to do with average. So this is, or we need the measures of central tendency to describe the average of this given data. I hope you can follow. Another thing is, what is the mean number of home runs hit in the National League? Another, these questions are asking for a statistic that describes a large set of data. So these three questions that I mentioned or I just read a while ago, these are examples that will give us an idea where the measures of central tendency can be applied. So another thing also, um, in this section, we will study the mean, median, and mode as part of the statistical tools for central or measures of central tendency, which is part of the descriptive statistics. Please take down note. Descriptive statistics consist of two measurements. We have the measures of central tendency. We have also the measures of variabilities or variation. And under the central tendency or measures of central tendency, we have the mean, median, and mode. So these three statistics describe an average or center of a distribution of numbers. So when we talk about central tendency, we define it as a type of statistics where we describe it as an average or center of a distribution of numbers. So do not forget, when we talk about central tendency or measures of central tendency, what did I say? That means it describes as an average or center of a distribution of numbers. Take down note of that. I should have to highlight that. So another thing also that we want to be familiar of in statistics is the word sigma notation. So as you can see there, the sigma notation can be represented in this form. What I mean in this notation or symbol, mathematical symbol. This symbol represents a this symbol rather represents a sigma notation. So the sigma notation is a shorthand notation used to sum up a large number of terms. So in short, it sounds like it's difficult, but this is not really difficult. The sigma notation is the one used to represent uh, about the sum up. When we say sum up, the total of a large number of terms. So in short, when you encounter the sigma notation, that means you are going to sum it up. In short, you are going to total the number of scores in a given set of data. So it can be represented as E, or this can be read as summation of X, which is equal to X sub 1, X sub 2, depending on the number of data that you have. Okay? So you will just add all the data. That is the meaning of summation notation. So one uses this notation because it is more convenient to write the sum in this fashion. So it is just only for convenience to represent the large or group of data to be added. So that is the purpose of sigma notation. I hope you can follow. So next, definition of the mean. So now we mentioned a while ago that the measures of central tendency, we have the mean, median, and mode. So to start with the one tool used in measures of central tendency, we have the mean. We define the mean as an average. So given a sample data of n points, we have x sub 1, x sub 2, x sub 3, 2x sub n. The formula for the mean or average is given below. So again, the formula used to solve, the formula that is used in the mean or to solve for the mean, we have this: the sum of the data points over the number of data. In short, you will just add or sum the number of data that you have and then divide it to the number of data that you have. Again, the sum of the data, divide it by the number of data. How many data that you have, that is your number of data. Okay, so I hope you can follow. So a mean can be represented by the X bar. So if you encounter this kind of notation or symbol in statistics, that means a mean. So summation of X, in short, you add the total number of data and then count how many data that you have. So that is your N, the number of data points. Later, we will have an example so that you can follow what I just said. So to find the mean, my 5 test example, we have 5 test scores for calculus 1. I have it here, the grades: 95, 83, 92, 81, 75. So now what is the mean? So what is the mean? The answer is we will follow the formula. So sum up all the tests and divide it by the total number of tests. So you will just add them all, the number of data that you have. We have 95, 83, 92, 81, and 75. You add them all, sum it up, and then you divide it to the number of data that you have. How many number of data that you have? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 data that you have, or total number of tests. That's why we divide it by 5. So to sum it up and then divide it by 5, then it will give you an answer of 85.2. So we use the two decimal places as your final answer for your mean, so that we have a standard form or value, yeah, form of decimal value for your mean. Okay, do not forget two decimal places so you can have it 85.20. Okay, so I hope you can follow. Next, measures of central tendency is the median. So the median is the middle value of a distribution of data. Do not forget, I'll highlight the word middle value. So median from the words of mid, so middle value, middle value. So that is the concept of a median. So how do you find the median? So first, if possible or feasible, arrange the data from smallest to largest value. Do not forget that step number one. You don't right away get its middle value of the distribution of data in order to get your median. You have to arrange it based on based from smallest value to largest value. So I hope you can follow. And after that, the location of your median can be calculated using this formula: n plus 1 all over or divided by 2. So if n plus 1 divided by 2 is a whole number, then that value gives the location, and just report the value of that location as the median. So if n plus 1 over 2, all over 2 rather, is not a whole number, then the first whole number less than the location value and the first whole number greater than the location value will be used to calculate the median. So between the two middle values, you just add them and then divide it by 2 once the data is even. Again, if the data is odd, you will just locate after you arrange the data or the distribution of the data from smallest value to largest value, then the middle point or the middle number or data, that is already your median. But when the data is even, then the two data that you have in the middle will be added and divide it by 2, and that is the median for the data that you have, for the given set of data that you have for even number. Okay, so please take down note of that. So I hope you can follow so that you will be able to get the correct answer. So here is the or some examples in finding the median. This is what I said a while ago. So here are a bunch of 10 points quizzes from Math 117. So we have it here. This is the value. Again, as I have said, you have to arrange the value from smallest or the data from smallest value to largest value. So as you can see, there are 15 data points as you can as you can observe it based on the given. Now arrange the data points in order from smallest to largest, as what I have said a while ago. So after you arrange it, then you count how many. So we have 15 given set of data points. So what will we do? Since it's odd, 15 is an odd number, so you will just locate the what? You will just locate the middle value. So what is the middle value of 15? The 8th value or 8th place. So from, I will just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the 8th place. Let's see if it's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in short, 7 is the midpoint, since the data is, or the given set of data is an odd number. By the way, what is the mean? The mean is you will just add them all and divide it by 15. So the answer or the mean is 7.13. So I hope you will be guided. So next, let's have an example, the mode. When we say the mode is the most frequent number in a collection of data. So example, 3, 10, 8, 8. Example number one, we have 3, 10, 8, 8, 7, 8, 10, 3, 3. So we will identify which number is the most frequent number. So for 3, how many times that the number 3 is being repeated? Is repeated rather. We have 4 times for 3. For 8, you have just 3. So it repeats 3. So since 3 repeats 4 times, or it is the most frequent number, therefore 3 is the mode. Okay? So please do not forget, 3 is the mode here. For example, number 2, you have it there. Example B, 251512. So it's very pretty obvious that this example has no mode. Why no mode? Because most of the numbers, example 2 repeats twice, 1 repeats twice, 5 repeats twice. So meaning to say there is no most frequent number in the given or in this given set of data. That's why we don't have a mode in here. So another is, for example, example C. As you can see, you have it 579175504. So this example has two modes, 5 and 7. 5 repeats twice, 7 repeats twice. Therefore, we have two modes. Sir, is it possible to have two modes? Yes, it is possible. So you call it bimodal. So when the mode repeats twice, then you can call it bimodal. If it is thrice, then that is trimodal. More than thrice, that is multimodal or multimodal rather, or unimodal. What I mean unimodal is once. Okay, so multimodal. So if it repeats more than thrice. So I hope, yeah, it helps a lot to understand the topics about the measures of central tendency. Again, we are just in the ungrouped data. So I want to emphasize that one. We are in ungrouped data. So to review the measures of central tendency, what is a measure of central tendency? That means measures or getting the average. And the measures of central tendency, we have the statistical tools, rather. We have the mode, median, and mean. So the shape of the distribution, consideration for choosing an appropriate measure of central tendency. That is why we talk about the measures of central tendency. So what is a measure of central tendency? As a review, numbers that describe what is average or typical of the distribution. So please take down note of that. You can think of this value as where the middle of a distribution lies. And of course, we have from the measures of central tendency, we have the mode. The mode is the category or score with the largest frequency or percentage in the distribution. Again, this is the most frequent number that occurs. Okay, so the mode can be calculated for variables with levels of measurement that are nominal, ordinal, or interval ratio. And of course, for example of the mode, as I gave a while ago, the number of votes or modes can be used in these situations. Number of votes for candidates for mayor. The mode in this case gives you the central response of the voters, the most popular candidate. In short, in votation, we can use the mode. As you can see in the candidate A, candidate B, candidate C, it describes there the number of votes. And then we can, using the mode as our descriptive statistics to measure or to describe the data, we can describe the data that candidate C got the highest votes because it has 78,331 votes. So in an election, we can directly describe that candidate C won the election. Okay, so that is the application or the common application of the mode in our day-to-day living. Another thing also is the median, the score that divides the distribution into two equal parts so that half the cases are above it and half below. So in short, things here to remember, when the number or given set of the data is odd, then you can just right away get the middle point, and that is already your median. And if the data or given set of data is even, then or given rather, then even rather, then we can get the median by just how? We will just take the two middle values and then just add them and get its average. Add them and divide it by 2. That's already your median for even given set of data or even data. Okay, so the median is the middle score or average of middle scores in a distribution. So that's how we define a median. And of course, to calculate the median, this is what I said. When the median or the number of data or represented it as capital N, so do not be confused if or scared if you have N or if you encounter capital N, that means the given set of data. So if the given set of data is odd, then calculate the median as you can see there on the screen, the examples, the frequency that we have. So we have it 2, 4, 6. What I mean this one, only 5 data. So since this data is already arranged from smaller value to larger value or from smallest to largest value, then you can right away get its median. So again, if n is odd, since there are 5, 5 is odd, 5 given set of data, then you can just right away get its midpoint. So 5 is the middle point or middle set of data. Therefore, 5 is the median. This is only for n is odd number. What if n is even number? Like this. Um, Calculate the median for the hypothetical distribution. So as you can see, so probably I can give you another here since it's not even number. So example, we have it here, 5, we add 5, example. So we have it to arrange 3, uh, 5. Yeah, this is even. Sorry, because when we arrange this one, you can have it 3. Um. Yeah, I'll just add. Sorry. Example is 8. 3, 5, 6, 7, 7, and then 8. So how many data that we have here? How many? So given set of data 2, 4, 6. There are 6. So how to get the median? This is what I said. We all know that the median can be taken from the two numbers here. So since n is even, this is how you do it. Get the two middle values and then the center between or the number between 6 and 7 is already your median. So a median can be represented by this symbol. So you can just add it 6 plus 7, then divide it by 2. So you can have it 6 plus 7 is 13, divide it by 2. So you have it 6.5. 6.5 is already your median. When n is, this is how you do it or get the median when your n or the given set of data is even number. So I hope this will help you to understand more about median. So that's it. So of course, for the measures of the mean, it's very easy. You'll just add it, and then after adding it, divide it by the number of data, and then you have it already. So that is how we get the measures of central tendency for ungrouped data. I hope you gain something in here in this video discussion about the measures of central tendency. In the next lesson, we will be talking about more of central tendency. So I hope you'll not you gain something in this video discussion, and please do not forget to subscribe my channel and share this one to your friends to learn so that they can learn also the measures of central tendency. Always remember that the essence of mathematics is not to make simple things complicated, but to make complicated things simple. Have a great day. Math is fun, of course.